Welcome to
EPLACE,
the space for
general talking,
about all things entertaining. Welcome back to eSpace after a long while, a good month or so, over a month now.
Yeah.
God blimey, it's nearly 2 if you leave it a couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
we stopped recording before Christmas.
Yeah, we've got a lot to catch up on. So we'll catch up on episode 10.
Not that much.
So, which should be a special. We'll be doing Oscar predictions in that episode. That'll be fun. This episode is obviously from the title. You've guessed it, episode 9, The Rise of eSpace.
Infinite power.
Yeah, that's a crazy film. Before we start getting into the review for episode 9, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, after the review for episode 9, we will be doing our Star Wars films all ranked in a somewhat of a definitive list until there's another Star Wars movie that comes out. We're not counting the Clone Wars, obviously, the animated film, and
The Mandalorian.
we're not counting the Mandalorian.
Just the movies, yeah?
Yeah,
Just the Skywalker saga, basically.
pretty much. Well, that's including Solo and Rogue One, obviously, the live action films. Whatever's been released in the cinema,
Mm-hmm.
which Clone Wars was, technically. But I digress. Let's kick off the review with your initial reaction to the film.
I hate it.
Did you?
That is finished.
Yeah. I have some mixed reactions, but overall, I was really pleased with the film.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was a lot of backlash. A lot of really hardcore fans were just hating on the film and saying that it was terrible and it was J.J. Abrams that's ruined this new sequel trilogy. And I don't know. Like what you like, but I dug it.
I don't understand what people were waiting for, honestly.
No, I see this trilogy as more of a tribute to what Star Wars used to be.
Mm-hmm.
In obviously a more updated way.
Yeah. Was the final. It was the final. Yep. So it had to finish somewhere, somehow, yeah?
It definitely felt more of a finale because we had Emperor Palpatine. Although I do feel like Emperor Palpatine was only in there because Snoke was killed in Episode 8 and they didn't really have a villain.
Yep.
And what they
Because
wanted,
to do a redemption arc to
Kylo Ren. Yeah.
So they needed to put a bigger threat in him, yeah?
Which, by the way, I loved. Everything to do with Ben Solo or Kylo Ren, I love. He's easily my favourite character in this trilogy. Second to Rey. Rey second to him.
For me, still Chewbacca, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chewie.
I almost cried in the cinema.
When he's
When
crying.
I thought he died, yeah.
This is a. You know what? Actually, when he is supposedly dead, I was ready to actually walk out of the film. If he was actually dead, I would have hated this film.
That's the same reaction I had when the Walking Dead fakely killed Glenn for the first time under the dumpster, yeah. And I was almost getting away from the series.
Yeah, I gave up
Don't
with that
kill
series because of that
Chewie,
reason.
come on.
Yeah, not in that way. I mean, if they
If
did
he had to
go that
let
way,
him go fighting or something like that, yeah.
yeah, if they did go that way, then Rey would have had to have gone to the dark side. She would have had to. I mean, there's no doubt. I think that was a very pivotal scene in terms of where they were going to go with that character, with her character.
Mm-hmm. And it was also a hint of who she actually was, yeah. Because the only person that you saw putting
The light.
rays from the from
Yeah.
the fingers was was Palpatine. Yeah.
I heard originally the plan was that Kylo Ren had killed her parents and she was never going to be a Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an interesting way of going.
Yeah,
I don't know how that
the
would
same
affect.
age.
No. Ben Solo's a bit older.
Yeah, but not
by
that
a
much.
good 10 years.
Yeah.
But no, apparently he had killed them just previously, just randomly. Sort of. I don't know how they were going to work it. This was going to be Colin Trevorrow's original script for Episode 9 before they scrapped it and brought JJ back in. But apparently this cut that we've got still isn't even what JJ Abrams intended, because he worked really closely with George Lucas to make Episode 9, and Disney came in and like changed things as well. So this is Bob Iger's cut, apparently.
Say again?
This is Bob Iger, the head of Disney.
He's the man with the money, so...
Yes, he is.
He sucks, but he's the one that is pulling the odds now, yeah? But let's put all the politics aside, yeah? Of making movies. What did you thought about the movie?
Yeah, I liked it. I did like it. Like I said, if they had killed Chewie, then I was ready to walk out of that film.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I can forgive all of its like inconsistencies or plot holes and whatever, because overall it was just a fun film, really enjoyable film, and it was badass.
There is no movies without plot holes or inconsistencies or conveniences or something like that, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, although this is littered with them, because the one thing I didn't love was the fact that they could sort of transfer things through the Force, like the lightsaber. It was a cool scene, but even so, it was just I don't know. They were definitely pushing the boundaries in terms of what they could do with the Force.
Showing new powers of the Force, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently these Force powers do exist in the grander universe through books and other media. Media, yeah, of in Star Wars. So, you know, and I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan.
I am, but I liked it.
What, have you read some of the really old books?
I don't know.
The comics
I
and
don't
stuff.
do those things, though.
I haven't even watched any of the animated series, which are apparently really good as well.
No, I
Or
just
at
saw
least
the movies.
Clone Wars, I believe, is good.
Just saw the movies, and now I'm into The Mandalorian, yeah.
Mandalorian is great, and we will be working on a season 1 review eventually. We'll get around to it.
Baby
Probably
Yoda.
episode 11, maybe.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, yeah.
Well, did you like Yoda coming back for this movie?
Did he?
He didn't?
No.
No, he didn't.
Well, all the voices in Rey's head, he did, technically. And they had like nearly everybody. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen. You know, that was awesome. That was really cool. I think even Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu was somewhere in the voices.
I was waiting for Mace Windu coming in and kicking the Emperor's ass, yeah.
These mother effing... I don't know why I always revert to the Snakes on a Plane reference.
It's a Disney
to
movie
film.
now, so we cannot say that kind of things.
So yeah, I guess that's our initial thoughts of the film. Let's go straight into writing. The story and dialogue. What did you make of that?
It was the best they could do after episode 8, yeah. Because let's be honest, the writing on... I didn't like episode 8 at all. So they had to amend and put the vision of mostly of the fans back into the big screen. As you said, they killed the biggest villain over there. So they didn't give a space for Kylo Ren to have a redemption arc, yeah. So they had to reveal an extra villain that was actually someone that we already knew.
Maybe Rian Johnson thought that Kylo Ren was going to be the big bad, and he was...
So no redemption arc at all.
No. But that doesn't really add up, because he struggled between the light and the dark throughout both the first 2 films, let alone the third one. And on top of that, he's never won against Rey in a lightsaber battle.
Yeah, true. And she
He's
was
always
only
had
a
his
rookie,
ass handed to him because I think he's always sort of held back
Yeah,
because he's definitely not weak.
definitely on the first movie he was holding back here because he was trying to put her to his side.
Although maybe you could say that the 7 he wasn't fully trained, but then Rey wasn't trained at all, and there was obviously a connection between Rey and Kylo from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like he's always been held back, and even in this film, he never even wins. He gets thrown into the rocks by Palpatine at the end, and
Did you like the way that Rey killed him?
Rey kills him.
Sort of. She
Well,
kills him.
stabs him.
Yeah, he was going to die if she didn't heal him through the Force. Yeah.
Yeah. I did like that, and it makes sense. And I liked the Force healing thing. And funny enough, they introduced Force healing with Baby Yoda before Episode 9. Yeah, 1 week before.
1 week before releasing the movie. Yeah.
It was like, yeah, this power definitely exists in this universe.
Yeah, we were just in time to explain this one.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't like maybe the kiss between Rey and Ren.
Because I
didn't
never feel
need it.
romance between them. Yeah,
No, but
there was definitely a bond, but I don't know if it was a love
I don't think
bond.
it was a romantic kiss.
Yeah.
It was more of a like,
Bye bye.
a strong, passionate kiss because obviously just what happened. There was.
Yeah, basically saved her life as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never saw it as a romantic kiss, but at the same hand, I didn't feel like it needed it. Maybe just a hug and then him dying in her arms or something. That could have just been. That could have been equally as powerful, or maybe even more powerful. I think the writing. Is as if they were backed into a corner.
Then they had to fight to get out of the mud. Yeah.
But they did a good job with what they had, and for that reason, I'd probably give it a 7.
I will give it an 8.
You would? Okay. 7 from me, and an 8 from Big H. Yeah. Although saying that, the dialogue is quite fun. They can fly now. They can fly now. They can fly now. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so moving on to themes and tone. What do you think the themes...
Well,
how well did the themes work with the tone?
Was the last movie of the Skywalkers in the Star Wars universe, yeah? There is no more Skywalkers.
It had to be climactic and epic.
Yeah.
They definitely hit the nail on the head there. But do you think it was as epic as maybe Episode 6? It was definitely bigger in scale.
Mm-hmm. No, Episode 6 is still bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling the same in terms of ending-wise.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that make the writers and the directors had to rethink the movie, yeah? Karen Fisher died. Episode 8 wasn't well received by the public. And they already had a release date scheduled for this movie as well, yeah? So basically they probably had a plan and they had to redo the plan from scratch almost.
Yeah. I mean that comes more into the writing though.
Yeah, but as the final episode for the Skywalkers, I think it was a dignified ending for that saga. Yeah.
Yeah. What about do you think it was too light or too dark, or do you think it was just right?
It was just right.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the same. What kind of score would you say for the themes and tone?
I'll give it a 7.
You give it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so above average.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the same. Just it was very typical of a J.J. Abrams Star Wars film. Comparing it to Episode 7, it's definitely darker than Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I think maybe it deserves a higher score in that respect, maybe an 8. But I can't actually remember my score for themes and tones for episode 7, so I'm just going to go for a 7 because I feel like, yeah, it's a standard. Direction and pace, though. How well were the scenes paced, do you think?
I like it.
Fast paced?
Yeah.
Did you think that anything
there was no much dragging moments in this movie at all? I think there was.
No, there wasn't. It was almost like from one thing to the next to the next to the next, and it was almost always significant as well.
Mm-hmm.
The direction, though, like, do you think he's a good director? I mean, have you seen other J.J. Abrams films?
Star Trek, for instance.
Yeah, that's a good film. That's a good one. I like that one. Cloverfield, you seen that?
Yeah, which one?
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he didn't direct the second one. He produced the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he does the job. Is he George Lucas or Steven Spielberg? Probably not.
I don't think he's the best director about. I think there are definitely other directors in the industry that are better than him, but
he has a vision and he puts the vision into practice. So it's quite
yeah,
effective
he's very adamant with the way he wants to portray things.
Mm-hmm.
In that respect, I don't know. I think I'd give him an 8 because it is well directed.
Mm-hmm. I'll give it an 8 too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so cinematography.
I
it
really
was a
liked
beautiful movie.
I really liked it,
was a
especially
very
on
beautiful movie, yeah.
the Sith world with all the lightning, and it was very, very edgy,
Creepy.
very dramatic as well.
Yeah. Grandiose.
Yeah.
Almost looked like the what is it?
All the lightning.
Gladiator or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But darker than the Gladiator.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
And then the final battle as well, with all the horses running on the ships and stuff like that. That was cool as well.
Yeah, the lighting, specifically in the Sith world, in that region, was definitely something. It is very, very beautiful in that respect. Although saying that, the rest of the film looks good. I would just say that specific location was more of a standout than the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it felt maybe almost generic.
Yeah, it was the basic for the Star Wars movie. Yeah, the planet that was.
For that reason, I think it definitely is good. Not above average. I think good, but it's definitely not a 9 or a 10. And I think I'm going to go for an 8 again for cinematography.
I will go for a 9.
You will go for a 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Editing. And this brings up an element that we haven't spoken about yet, and that is Leia, Princess Leia, or General Leia.
Mm-hmm.
I think just for her part in this film alone, the editing is done so well that if you didn't know
that she had died,
she is part of that film, significant to the part as
Mm-hmm.
well, because she's training Rey, and that makes sense because she is,
Force sensitive. Actually, she was a Jedi. She was training
with Luke. Yeah, after episode 6, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she obviously had her she knew the way of the. She knew.
Pink lights. That pissed me off a little bit.
Did she? No, she
yeah,
didn't.
it was pink.
No,
yeah,
it wasn't.
It was. Check again.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was not pink.
Check. Google it.
Huh?
Google it.
It's not pink.
Pink, not the saber itself. Yeah.
The handle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine as long as it's not like an actual pink saber.
It's too girlish. Come on.
Well, she's a girl, She wanted a little something.
Next time I'm gonna put rainbows and unicorns on the lightsabers as well.
Well, she's not 12, is she? She wanted a feminine touch. I don't know. I didn't spot that. I'll have
Yeah,
to
it
watch
was
the
pink.
film again when it comes out on Blu-ray or on Netflix or wherever it's going to
Still
go.
on the cinema, I think.
Ooh, I don't know. Don't know. Maybe like one or two showings, maybe if
Yeah.
it is, but I highly doubt
I think
that.
they already milked
It's like
that cow.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the editing alone is a 9 from me. It's a well edited film.
Oh, I like. Remember when they went to that right at the beginning, that icy place, and the camera turns around, and you don't know where he's up and where he's down, and
Oh right, that would be more of a directed
that was
shot.
cool.
Yeah.
I will give it a 9 too.
Saying that actually, that furthers my 8 with direction. He definitely directed it well. There's definitely some really cool shots in that film for sure. Yeah. What was your number for editing? Sorry,
9.
9. Okay, so we're both going 9. Yeah.
And I believe it was the first time that you actually see a severed head on top of a table in the Star Wars movie.
Severed head.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Don't you remember?
No.
The guy that on that icy planet, there was that rebel guy that gives something to Finn,
Oh right.
and then they show up that same guy, but just a head. He lost his body apparently. You don't remember
I vaguely remember. Vaguely.
when they are
Oh
talking
man,
about
it's
the
been a while
traitor?
since we've actually seen it. It's
When they are talking about the spy or the traitor in the New Order, and they are in the council, and someone puts the head on top of the table.
I remember that scene, yeah, because then he choked somebody up to the ceiling, right?
So yeah.
Yeah, force choked somebody to the ceiling.
I think it was the first time you saw a severed head in a Star Wars movie. You saw a lot of severed arms and legs. But
Yeah.
head was the first time, I think.
Well,
No,
Lord of
Boba
the
Fett.
Rings, Return of the King has like multiple heads being catapulted over Minas Tirith
I
wall.
just remember Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah, he gets
No,
his head cut
Boba
off.
Fett's father.
No, Django Fett's, you mean?
Django Fett,
Yeah,
yeah.
he gets his head cut off.
Yeah,
Yes.
Damn.
And
it was a second.
then Boba Fett's obviously like got the head and he's like crying over it almost. Yeah. So yeah, editing we've both got a 9. Acting. How do you think this was?
Oh, I loved. What is his name? The real name? Not.
Adam Driver
Yeah.
as
so-
Kylo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was okay as well. Right.
Kylo with Harrison Ford with
that
with
scene was
Ben Solo.
that
No,
scene.
Han Solo, not Ben.
That scene was strong.
It was. Not only that, when Leia actually died and like they both stopped because they could feel it happening.
Hmm.
Oh, I got chills.
But then she sucker punched him and stabbed him in the ribs.
Oh man, I'm like tearing up just thinking about it right now because they handled Leia's death so well in that film, so well. And rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. Yeah, especially when Chewie came back and learnt and was crying.
And he started crying, yeah.
So starts like roaring into it was powerful, really powerful. Yeah, I think
Did the
I think
original
Kylo,
actor that did Chewie died already?
Peter
he died
Mayhew,
too, I think.
I believe so.
This year, I believe.
Yeah,
Last year.
somebody else played Chewie this year.
Man,
which is a
we
shame.
lost all the
Rest in peace, Peter Mayhew, and obviously R2D2, Kenny
the guy that was inside the...
Kenny Williams. No, oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm forgetting his name. I'm so sorry. I know it's Kenny something.
Yeah, we lost pretty much all the original cast, yeah?
We have, yeah,
Just Mark
Mark Hamill,
and the guy that did C-3PO.
Anthony Daniels. Yeah, he's he no longer wants to come back.
Hmm?
He doesn't want to come back and do any more Star
I
Wars
think
anymore.
he's probably enough of putting himself in that suit, yeah.
Though I feel like they will bring C-3PO back some way or another.
He probably
Even if
doesn't
it's
want to
without
be
him.
the guy inside the suit, but he probably will want to give the voice.
Yeah, I think he's doing that anyway. I'm
Is
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know actually.
it's like
something
70
to
years
look
old,
up.
so probably
Yeah. Um.
So where
Yeah.
were we?
Acting, standout performance. I think is actually Adam Driver.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd give it a 9 though. 9 is a pretty strong.
Yeah, and it was
For Star
basically
Wars
him
though,
alone.
it's powerful.
Hmm?
For Star Wars, there's some pretty powerful acting in that film.
Mm-hmm. I will give definitely 8.
I think Rey was really good at the end as well. Actually,
But I'm saying I liked her as well. But
she was good.
between both of them, my favorite one on this movie was Adam. Yeah.
I'm glad that we got a little bit more of Poe Dameron as well in this film. A little bit more of a backstory because he was one of my favorite characters in episode 7. And we hardly got anything of him. But either way, production, sets.
Star Wars. Come on, what can I say?
Sets, props, costume.
What I'm saying is Star Wars is always a 9 for me, at least.
I love that they brought back Kylo Ren's mask when all brought with the
great.
cracks and everything. And
What was that creature? It looks like a chimp or...
chimp.
Yeah, the creature that redid Kylo's mask.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what it.
It was a weird one, yeah. Yeah, for me is a 9.
Yeah,
If not actually a 10.
definitely deserves that much. I don't think it's as big as episode 8. I think episode 8 had some incredible production as well. So did Rogue One. Most of the new ones have. I don't think it's quite as impressive, especially when you think about how episode 5 was back in the day. Like that production, the production of episode 5 from 4 to 5 is like night and day almost, but still equally as memorable. I'd give it an 8 as well, and I'm being fairly reserved with my numbers. What about the CGI and makeup, special effects and visual effects?
Was quite good in this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is what got an Oscar nomination.
I don't think he's gonna win, but yeah.
No, not compared to maybe Irish. I swear we keep getting ahead. I keep talking about the Oscars, but this is an Oscar-nominated film. Love it, hate it, it's still nominated. I think it CGI and makeup. I mean, it's flawless. Again, almost like the production.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars movie, yeah. I will give it a 9.
Maybe I should give it a 9. Script, yeah, it is a Go on, I'll give it a 9 as well. Soundtrack though, John Williams
Again.
back. You want to give it a 9 as well? It's going to end up having this film's going to end up having a pretty high score. I mean, we've given some good 9s and 8s, a few 7s. Wow. I bet if we start comparing our numbers, it's going to be around about sort of like episode 4 or episode 3 sort of standard. I can't. Yeah, I couldn't give the soundtrack any less than an 8. So it's either an 8 or a 9 from me as well.
Yeah, I can give it a 9.
I'm going to even things out and say an 8. It's an 8 for me. Now, intentions. Why was the film made, and do you think it's succeeded in pleasing its intended audience?
It was made, in my view, to give a final episode to the what was the name? Skywalker saga. Yeah.
So, it was almost inevitable that this film was going to be made when they created Episode 7.
Yeah. And
so they had to make it regardless.
If everyone liked the movie, not everyone liked The Return of the King. Not everyone liked The Godfather. Not everyone liked Ben-Hur when Ben-Hur was out. Yeah.
The difference is The Godfather is considered one of the best films of all time by a lot of people.
I know.
And Return of the King is one of only 3 films that have won 11 Oscars, and also is considered one of the best films of all time.
Still,
This
not
film
everyone
is not even in the same league
What
as
I'm
those
trying
two
to
films.
say is that no film, for as good as it is, will please everyone, yeah?
True.
Yeah.
But there has been a big backlash to this film as well.
Doesn't matter what kind of movie you're gonna do on Star Wars. You're gonna please
But
60, 40 will be displeased, yeah?
Episode 7, though, managed to get a lot more people behind that film than this film.
Yeah, but again, not everyone liked it, yeah?
Episode 7 is less divisive than
There's
this.
a lot of people that like Episode 8, a lot of people that hate Episode 8, yeah? We knew from the start that this film will be divisive as well, yeah?
Take your biasness out, though. This is the one segment in where we give a score and have to be almost realistic about what other people have been saying. It's almost a score to reflect how you think that it could have been. It could have easily got a 10, and it could have easily got a 1. It could have got a 1 and nobody liked it. It could have got a 10 and it could have been a bigger film than Joker, let's say, in 2019. But I don't think it did either, and it sort of landed in a middling number around about 6.
If you
personally,
if you talk about the reactions of the people, I will say a 7 or something like that, yeah?
So you
personally, I like this one more than I liked Episode 8.
Okay.
And a little bit less than Episode 7.
A little bit less than Episode 7. That's interesting.
I
actually liked it a little bit more than Episode 7.
There is...
Because that's my personal, but I know that I know a lot of people didn't.
There is things on this movie that I definitely love. The way they dealt with Leia's death, the final battle. The interaction between Rey and Kylo.
Yeah.
Interactions between both of them. There are things that, to be honest, I already forgot about the movie. I like they give a little bit more attention to Finn's and what is the other guy's name?
Poe.
And Poe's
I think
backstory.
actually Finn was not used as much as he could have.
Yeah. What do you think he was going to say to Rey? That is the question now.
I love you, obviously. It's like...
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course it is.
Because the director of the movie said it was not that he was going to say.
No?
Yeah.
Thank you, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I
don't
don't care. I'm not bothered about what he was going to say or not going to say. If he was going to say it, he was going to say it. If he didn't, then he didn't. Because it's not like we're going to get these characters again.
Are you sure? I'm
pretty sure we're not going to get them. We might. And I mean, fingers crossed. We have some sort of a spin-off
on this one. Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the future they might do another trilogy, but I don't know if I want them to. I just leave it.
The intention for this movie was definitely to give a handing to the Skywalkers.
Yeah.
And send them away in the high note.
You could argue that Episode 6 had already done that, and they were just making this trilogy because they wanted to, because they could.
Yeah.
And
we already discussed that. Yeah. At the end of the day, Disney and Lucasfilms are looking for what everyone is looking for. Yeah, they are looking for money and do some
I'm looking
revenue.
for spin-off films like Rogue One and Mandalorian.
I think that is going to be the future of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So one-offs.
Do something different that we haven't seen before.
So one-offs. Yeah.
The next trilogy that we're going to get is back in. Not the Old Republic, but like 400 years after that. So it's somewhere halfway between the Old Republic and Episode 1, which I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. That's going to be really good. Yeah, personally, I think the intentions, I'm going to give it a 6 because I think that it definitely succeeded more than it failed.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of getting its audience behind, but I don't think that it got higher than like a 7 because there was too many people hating on this film to say that it was that it did its job well for its intended audience.
As I said,
there was a lot of hype behind that.
The biggest movies in the cinema history didn't please everyone.
No, but Joker was a film that was highly hyped, wasn't it? And that was something that that succeeded.
But not everyone liked it as well, yeah?
No, I know, but they're idiots.
So if you want don't say that because Anna didn't like it, yeah?
She didn't like it because it was too dark, though, not because it wasn't not good. People didn't like Star Wars because it wasn't good, not because of how dark or...
No, they didn't like it because it wasn't according to their it wasn't according to their expectations.
Yeah. But Joker obviously must have lived up to Anna's expectations because she knew how dark it was going to be. Huh?
She didn't even saw it.
Well, how can you say that she judged it if she didn't even see it?
She's told me she doesn't like that kind of movies.
But she hasn't seen it.
Yeah?
So she can't have an opinion on something that she hasn't seen.
What can I say?
It's like saying, I hate the Star Wars films because I've never seen them, but I still hate them. Okay, well, what number do you think?
I will give it a 7.
Well, that's more or less what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So you're agreeing with me?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Not everyone liked it, yeah?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that even the greatest movies in the cinema history didn't please everyone.
Yeah, it's true. Personal enjoyability, though. What would you
For
give?
me?
Yeah.
A 10.
You give it 10?
Yeah, I love the movie. I already watched the movie. I watched the movie in the cinema twice.
I will give it an 8. Because in comparison to other Star Wars films, it's nowhere near a 10. Nowhere near a 10.
I know that I'm a fanboy.
Rogue One is like 9. Episode 5 is 10 for me. So, in that respect, I'm giving it an 8, which is a solid number.
So, if the previous category was what other people think, this one is what you are feeling, yeah?
Yeah.
For me, it was a 10. Okay. Am I a fanboy? Yes, I am. Do I regret it? Nope.
Okay.
Do I mind about other people's opinions about my fanboys?
To you, it was a perfect Star Wars film then?
Eh?
To you, it was a perfect Star Wars film.
It wasn't a perfect Star Wars film.
Well, then it's not a 10 then.
No, you said in personal enjoyability, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I like to see it or not if I think it was perfect. Get what I mean?
No, but that's the whole point of the score, though, right? You give it a 10 because it was the perfect enjoyability.
It was one of my favorite.
You enjoyed it because it was perfect for you.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect Star Wars film. I know
that technically, and according to the law, it wasn't perfect. Yeah. I know.
I mean, you could say that about Episode 5. Episode 5 isn't perfect technically, but yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely enjoy it. Like, it's probably one of my top 3.
Okay. I respect that. So yeah, now we've got all the scores. You guys at home, if you've been keeping track, you already know the scores. My score is 86 out of 110,
and my score is 92.3.
Yes, 93. So 7 points between us.
Yep.
That's actually a pretty big gap considering normally we're more or less close. But
like 2-3 points difference.
You enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
told you.
More, yeah.
It was one of my favorite movies.
86 out of 110 is still pretty good, and I did love this film. It could have been better, but I think the biggest problem with this film was that the writers were backed into a corner, and unfortunately, they didn't have a plan going into the trilogy. It was almost like, Episode 7 is going to be J.J. Abrams, and then Rian Johnson is going to come in and then change things up, and then Colin Trevorrow is going to end it nicely. And it's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we both have all 11 Star Wars films ranked in a list. And I don't know, maybe we go through our 5 worst.
5 worst.
Yeah,
starting
first.
From the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
So
do your first 5.
I do my
films,
first 5.
and then I'll do mine.
3, 4, 5.
And then you do yours. And then they probably would have guessed our best ones.
Yeah. So starting from the worst to the 5th worst.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. So episode 1
is your worst.
Yep.
Okay. That's
and
a fair one. Oh no,
I want me to do 5.
Yeah, do 5.
Episode 1, Solo, episode 8, episode 2, and episode 3.
So hold on, go through that a little bit slowly. You had episode 1 at the bottom.
Episode 1 at the bottom.
And then
Solo.
Solo is your second worst.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
Episode 8.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
And episode 3 is that low?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn! You just like clean the prequels out of the list. Okay, mine's a little bit different, but actually fairly similar as well. So my worst Star Wars film is Episode 2. Episode 2. It has one of my favorite scenes with Anakin going crazy on the Tusken Raiders, but overall, meh. Then Episode 8, you know my problems with that film. Luke, mainly. Luke's character, how he's written. Episode 1 is third. Solo, I think, is a lot better than people give it credit for, but it's still low because obviously there's still a lot more.
A lot of issues with that movie.
Well, no, there's just better films here on out. I think from Solo onwards, I actually really like Episode 1, 8, and 2. I'm not a massive fan of, but Solo onwards, I actually really enjoy because then I have Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 7 is quite low for me. But yeah, how about you do the next 3?
Until the top 3, yeah?
And
the
leave,
3 before the top 3.
Yeah, do your next 3 and then leave the... yeah.
So, Episode 7.
It's next for you. Okay.
Episode 6 and Episode 4.
Wow, okay. Episode 7, 6, and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually have Episode 9 here.
Mm-hmm.
After Episode 7. I think Episode 9 is better than Episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then Episode 6 is low for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rogue One. And Rogue One, I absolutely love so much more, but I just couldn't put it above these next top 3. But your top 3, though, are...
Episode 9, though.
Episode 9 is your top 3. Oh, okay.
Rogue One.
I respect... Yeah, I totally get that.
And the big winner is... Empire Strikes Back.
Obviously.
There is no other outcome, yeah?
You know what, actually? My brother actually puts Rogue One above them all. Yeah.
I will not say what I'm thinking at the moment, yeah.
Well, no,
Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
But respectfully, Rogue One is a very different film. It's a very different film from Episode 5. And for that reason, that's why he enjoys it. Mm-hmm. That it feels more grounded and actually like a war film rather than sci-fi. So my top 3 are Episode 4, obviously, classic.
Mm-hmm.
But Episode 3, for me, has to be number 2 because of the significance and just epic lightsaber battle at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just pure genius.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Episode 5 is my number 1 Star Wars film. Like I think most people's would be.
Okay, so that's it for our review of the Star Wars.
Yeah, let's not talk about Star Wars for another 20 years, please. So no more. Oh no, we've got Mandalorian.
And then we're gonna have something in the next 5 years.
We've got Mandalorian to talk about. Oh, yeah. But that's a whole other beast of its own, and
Baby Yoda
is so cute.
And I have a Baby Yoda. I want a Baby Yoda.
They've actually just released the pre-order for a life-size model.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And he moves?
I don't know about moves, but he looks exactly like he does in the show.
In the show, yeah.
Yeah, you can say movie. It's movie quality though, right?
Yeah.
So this ends actually one of our shortest episodes because we're not going to be doing...
Music of the week?
No. At least for this episode. Maybe we might do it in the future. I'm still changing up this podcast now and again. Just seeing what we can do and what we can't do and keeping you on your toes. Without further ado, though.
Unexpected.
Pardon?
Expect the unexpected.
Exactly. Yeah, we just wanted this to be a Star Wars centric episode and just sort of finish off our thoughts on the franchise or the films themselves. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the show this week.
Mm-hmm.
And see you in episode 10.
See you in episode 10. Stay classy.
Peace out.